What's up everyone, Lion Roar here, and I am playing Gods Unchained so I can show you this really cool free-to-play nature aggro deck that I put together using only the cards that you start with in the game. And I've been playing this ranked weekend event with it, and it's actually doing really well. Let me show you. The free-to-play nature aggro deck I'm about to show you is surprisingly strong, and it is the perfect way for a brand new player to start out and climb the ranks really quickly. Of course, if you haven't downloaded the game yet, then I put a link in the description of this video along with a referral code which is also listed on the screen here so you can get started. Now, let me show you how this deck is built and played. Alright, so first let me show you the cards that are in this deck. I'm going to click on my nature aggro deck here and let's open up the list of cards. So first of all, what you're going to notice is because it is an aggro deck, it's heavily weighted towards the 1 mana and 2 mana cards. And the starter cards are relatively weak because they're starter cards. What you're looking for in a deck like this, though, is where the power of the card, so like its strength, and that would be down here in the lower left-hand corner, is bigger than the mana cost that you're paying in most cases if it's an aggro deck. And so 2 and 3 are the strength that I'm typically looking for on a hero that I'm dropping on turn 1, or that I can drop multiples of down the road. I do want multiples of these heroes out pretty quickly. So you can see I've got Amazon Conscript here, which comes down and removes Confused. That's actually got synergy with a lot of the other cards here, like, for example, Wild Hog that comes in Confused. That means you can't really aim this particular creature at anything in particular. Like, you can try, but there's a 50% chance it's going to attack something else other than what you aimed it at, which is really funny. Then we have a couple of these hidden creatures. So this is not really evasion, but it's a little bit of protection for the hero. Then, you know, we've got one here that's it's a 3/1 for 1, which is just amazing in a game like this. We have Vanguard Axewoman, who's got Blitz and can attack the other creatures the turn she comes down. It's like a semi-haste type of creature if you've played Magic the Gathering. And then these are really good. These are spells, Best Friends, where when you spend 1 mana, if you already have 2 creatures down and this 2/1 eagle comes down from the spell, it's actually going to summon one more 1/2 badger, so you can get 2 creatures out of it a lot of times. And because this is an aggro deck, that's happening a lot. At the 2 mana spot, you can see here, now I'm looking for 3 power and maybe even 4 power, although you are going to see that I do have a couple of 1 power things here that I don't love, but it is what it is. And the only things that I have here that are not spells are removal, like this Canopy Barrage, dealing 4 damage to a random enemy creature. What I generally try to do with this one is they're having to throw their creatures in front of my creatures as I'm attacking, basically. And so I'm dealing a lot of damage to them. So typically they only have 1 or 2 creatures on the board, and I can kind of take care of them in such a way that I can get this 4 damage to not be so random. You'll see what I mean in some of these matches. But we got a 3/3 for 2 who's Confused. And again, we can use the 1 mana creature to remove the Confused at times. We've got this one that comes in and gives +1/+1 to a friendly creature and grows it. Here we have a Wicked Fae, who, when it comes in, even though it's a 1/1 creature, it's summoning a 1/1 Impling and dealing 1 damage, so you're really getting more out of it than it looks. These frontline creatures here are a little bit more defensive, but they are 3 power as well. So even though they can be defensive and protect me a little bit because their creatures can't attack my god unless they attack this creature first, well, it's either removing their creatures that are problematic, or if they're not removing it, then I'm smacking their god for 3 per turn. And then Viking War Maiden summons a 1/1 Battle Thrall. So this is another like 3/1 creature for only 2 mana that's also bringing a 4th power on the board. That's why that one is so good. Now let's look at the higher costing things. So, you know, we can't just drop a whole bunch of 1s or 2s. That's not going to be powerful enough. We do need a little bit of a late game. So here we basically just have bodies. We have this 4/3 for 3. It's a good rate. 3/4 for 3. We have 2 of those, the Hunt Wardens. We have a 4/2 for 3, and this one's hidden for a turn. But probably the best spell here is this Lightning Strike that deals 8 damage to a random enemy creature, and it gets burn +2. So that's just great removal. It's similar to the one we saw in the 2 mana spot over here. At the 4 mana spot, I really like this Veneer Lion as a sort of top end, you know, because like when you're playing an aggro deck like this, oftentimes you're going to get sort of towards the late game and run out of steam. But this one comes in, gives a friendly creature +2 strength until end of turn. You can either use it to ram your creature into their very problematic bigger creature, or just keep smacking face with it. Like just keep hitting their god with it. But sometimes you have to get through a really big frontline creature before you can hit the god again, and this creature does help you do that. Plus, it's a 5/3 for 4, which is awesome. And then you have the Underbridge Assailant here, who's also a 5/3 for 4, and that regen 1 is awesome, especially when you're playing against other aggro decks where maybe they're only hitting Underbridge Assailant for like 1 or 2 damage, and so then it just keeps regenerating once per turn. And then at the 5 spot, you don't want to draw too many of these. You certainly don't want them in your opening hand. We got Riled Ursine, which is a bear, who's a 6/5, 4/5, and is confused. And again, we have that 1 mana creature that can come in and take confused away potentially as well. However, when you have a 6/5 body like this, the confused doesn't matter all that much. Like, who cares what you hit with it? You're going to remove one of their creatures, or you're going to smack the god in the face, and that's totally fine. But we do have 2 Wild Root Staffs here. I feel like when I get better cards in my collection, and again, this is just a free-to-play deck, but when I get better cards, I'll probably replace this one. I kind of want to see this effect on a creature if I can, but what's happening here is you can put the Wild Root Staff on your god, who can then hit either the opposing god or creatures, and when it does that, it gives all of your creatures +1/+1, and that's a permanent +1/+1, so they all grow. This is why it's a good late game card for this kind of strategy. And you might see this in some of the matches that I play. Like, it looks like, uh-oh, I'm about to run out of steam. Like, I have a lot of creatures, but now they're significantly smaller than what the opponent's putting out, because theoretically, mid-range should beat aggro. This is going to grow my creatures to match their mid-range strategy if I do run into one of those. And lastly, we have 1 card at the 6 mana spot, and that is this Mammon's Stalwart. Front line, which means that it's a sort of defensive creature. They have to attack this creature before they can attack my god. And when it enters the battlefield, that's what roar means, I summon a 2/2 Netherling. Now, that's only 5 power for 6, but it is 2 cards. In an aggro deck like this, one of the problems is card advantage. There's not a lot of really good ways to draw cards. So you've noticed that this card, in addition to some of the other ones that I showed here, like this Viking War Maiden, they put 2 cards out on the battlefield. That just means that the opponent now has 2 things they have to try and deal with, and that's really hard, especially against an aggro deck like this. All right, let's play. Okay, so with this deck, I usually go with this Animal Bond because, again, it's card advantage. And I don't want to see this 5 mana thing here. Not that either. This looks pretty good. I'll go with this.
Best of luck.
Best of luck. The calm before the storm.
Okay, as you can see, when I'm turn 2, I get 3 of these gems here, so I can add 3 mana 1 turn at a time to what I have here. So I can actually drop a 2-drop thing right now, or these 2 1s. So I think what I'm gonna do is go for... Let's go for this one, because then on the next turn I can do Best Friends. Unless he removes one of my creatures, then that's okay too.
Answer the call.
All right, so I can't do the Best Friends yet. I mean, I can do it, actually. I can add this mana thing, but I need to add another creature first. I could do... Yeah, we could get a lot of... Because this Black Jaguar can actually kill this and still live. So I'm going to add a mana gem. We're going to drop this. And then we're going to play Best Friends. And I'm just gonna...
There is a frontline creature
Oh.
in the way.
Yeah, can't attack through front line. That's what I was saying before in the deck build. Ooh, we got 2 frontline creatures we're gonna have to try and deal with now. All right, so I've got a lot of confused creatures here, so and actually we can get all these out. So I can remove confused from one of them. Let's see. If I attack there, this guy lives, but I could also remove confused. I think I want to do that. Warden. Okay. Let's add the extra mana gem. We're going to remove confused from here. And this panther can regen too, or this jaguar, I should say. And we're going to go ahead and kill this and live so that we can regen a little bit. Or this is going to have to attack this to make sure that it doesn't regen. And then at that point, I should be able to kill it with one of my other creatures.
Awaken.
So this must be like a control deck I'm facing here. So we can attack there, and then we could attack here. And then we only take 1. That's 3/3. Seems like the best thing to do. So they can't do so much damage to me. Oh. Yeah, let's do that. That seems good. And we have to go with this. That's why I like this particular one, because I've always got something I can play. All the frontline creatures. All right. We can take care of all of these. So we can regen. So let's hit this. This. Actually, we can play this now.
That is not
Yeah.
possible. I'm running out of time.
Let's just pass. I probably should have used Canopy Barrage right now, but we'll see what else he plays. I might need to use a Canopy Barrage on something bigger. Yeah, see that? I might have to do some trading here. But I'll be able to use this next. That'll grow my creatures. He's going to have to kill something with this. Yeah, see? But that's actually fine.
Answer the call.
Let's go with this one first. And then I think I want to attack their god.
That is not possible.
Oh no, because they have frontline creatures. Duh. Yeah, let's go after this one. Alright, so that
We all have our limitations. That is not possible. I'm running out of time.
Yeah, let's go after that. We'll deal the 4 damage there. I hate to do this, but... Oh. Didn't get it in time. I was dragging it. It wasn't going. Whatever.
Okay, I can do this. My turn.
All right. Give +1/+1 to a friendly creature. Let's drop this. We're gonna give it over here. We're gonna attack this. We got the 5/5s going now. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that. And now we can go at the face. And that one's asleep.
I value my personal space beyond all else.
Now you can see this is like a mid-range style deck with a bunch of frontline creatures, and that's really hard to deal with. But this Wild Root Staff really helped. Really helped. Interesting, they don't have any frontline creatures left anymore either. If I have a creature die, I can put him out. But let's go for the +2 strength. And let's give it to this guy. So that if he misses... Let's see, I can... Let's just hit face. I was afraid that was going to happen. But it is what it is. Alright.
How curious.
Now they're down to 3 life. What can they do?
Nature is often unpredictable.
What can they do? They can do that. Alright. So I can kill that.
Awaken.
And win. This way. See? I told you. Even that one turn I made a mistake.
Spring forth.
That one turn I made a mistake and ran out of time. We still got there.
The calm before the storm. Good luck.
Alright, so I go first here. I could get a 2-drop out if I want to. I suppose it's worth it. Let's do it. Because I can use another 2-drop on the next turn, potentially make it bigger.
My turn.
Alright, so I can't really run through that. I don't need to, though. I just want to do a lot of damage. Now it has to throw that body in front of me. What you gonna play now? They've got so much mana. See, they've still got their 3 mana tiles up there. Okay.
is not the way.
Ooh.
Answer the call.
That's a big boy. Alright, I have got 3 mana. I can do a big body, or I can do a couple small ones. I think it makes sense to do a couple small ones. It's harder for them to deal with. Back to you. Oh, I should have done some damage there. So let's see, they got 6 power on board, and I've got 8.
My turn.
Ooh, it's a good draw. Okay. Let's just hit him in the face. I'm gonna go for the 4/3. Bigger body, harder for them to deal with.
I've done all that I can.
So there's a lot of creatures. I was gonna say there's a lot of creatures they could have killed with that one. It has confused, so I'm not sure if they wanted to go after that one or not. All right, we have 2 power on the board, and I have 5. That's gonna be a fun one to play whenever it's time. Next, I can do this one and this one. The Animal Bond and the Hunt Warden. Unless I draw something else favorable. Wonder what they're spending time thinking about. See, there's this this timer over here is draining, so they're soon gonna, yeah. They're thinking really hard. They certainly do. I am a little nervous about this. They certainly do have the ability to destroy my creatures, because their creatures' bodies seem to be a bit bigger than mine. Alright, well, we could do this one and this one, which is interesting. Or we could do this big body. Ooh. Big body or no? Let's hit first. I think I have to come on here and threaten this big body, right? You know, I don't.
Like watching grass grow.
I think this is actually better because I can deal the 1 damage to their creature here. Meaning this thing's more likely to die now. And I have more bodies on board. It's harder for them to deal with. Whatever cards they have, they could have removal or something. And then, just as they use it on one of these littler bodies, I can come out with this bigger body. So that's what I'm going to do. Look how many creatures I have on board. That's why this deck is awesome. Like, since I don't get to draw cards, that's why I have so many creatures like this that can drop another body on the board. Like, it's only 1 damage, but he's gonna have a hard time now. He can attack these 1/1 creatures and just kill them, which is fine. But then he's not really killing something that deals a lot of damage. See, now he had to lose a creature doing that. If I wouldn't have burned the creature, that would have been... he wouldn't have been able to do that. All right, so I am definitely, we're just going to the face, and then I'm gonna drop something that he has to deal with.
All right, let's dance.
Back to you, Bermula. Can you deal with this? There are board wipes in this game. Just like that. That's what I was saying.
My turn.
Well, let's drop this one. And that should do it, folks. All right, so this is pretty good. I won't risk trading a 2-mana card for something that's like 5 or even 6. I do go second, so I'm gonna have a lot of mana available to me to get these 2-mana cards out.
Good luck. The calm before the storm.
All right. So no matter what I put out, he's gonna have to probably, we're just gonna have to trade. That's all there is to it. Wow, that's really interesting. All right, so we have two, so we can play another one. Yeah, so we're definitely gonna do this, and I think these two. That's a lot of power he has to deal with.
Answer the call.
Ooh. I could play that right now. Or I could do these two. Frontline, yeah, I think I want the protection, so I'm gonna wait. So now he can't attack my Ghost Marauder with his Jail Beast. He has to go after my Hoplite. And that's better because, you know, now I can choose a creature who I know is going to stick around for this one. All right, so now he has 4 power on board and I still have 6. Oh, look at that. I can drop both of these. I don't have Confused on a creature though. Let's go ahead and use this. All right, but I am out of cards. In case you're wondering why I put the 2 strength on this one, it's just to even it out. I don't like to put too much strength on one character. Interesting. +1/+1 to a friendly creature. So this is another area where I can even it out a little bit. Let's go after this. And here's where I can even some of this out more so. So now I have 2 power across the board. Nothing he really deals with is going to be easy for him.
Let's see how this plays out.
See, and if I would have gave it to this guy, he definitely would have gone after this guy. If I would have given it to this guy, see, I just have nice even power across the board now. Now he has 7 damage on board, or strength, I should say. I have 10. That's cool. Should I go with this now? I really want to get rid of that. I could throw this in front of that. 2, 8, 4, 5, 6. I should just win, right? There's nothing he can do. This is where...
I can't do
Let's just give myself a better chance. Oh, come on. Well... what can he do about this? Makes sense? And that's it. 3 victories in a row. Nice. You guys,
Our
this deck
triumph
is
a
awesome.
victory for all life. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this deck. I honestly didn't expect to just jump into this video and go 3-0 with it, but I have been playing with it before I did this, so I was getting a feel for it. You know, I was winning games there where I made a couple of really obvious mistakes too, especially early on. There was one in the first match, and then there was one in the second match that could have really gone wrong for me, but luckily the deck was just too fast for my opponents. And these were all free. So now I'm climbing the ranks. And as you know, if you've started to play Gods Unchained, or maybe you don't know because you're going to start playing, but as I'm winning, I'm gaining packs. So I'm going to do a big video at some point in the future here where I open all the packs I'm earning. And that's where a lot of this value is actually going to come from in this game. And they are NFTs. So I get to keep the cards I open. They're mine. If I open super rare cards and I want to sell them, I totally can. All right. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when I drop new videos or go live. And I will catch you in the next one.